Forbidden Planet, 1956, is a groundbreaking science fiction film that masterfully blends the genres of space exploration, psychological horror, and philosophical inquiry. Set in the distant future, the story takes place on the mysterious planet Altair 4, where an Earth spaceship, the C-57D, arrives to investigate the fate of a lost colony. The survivors of the original expedition are few. Dr. Morbius, a brilliant but reclusive scientist, and his daughter Altaira, who have lived in isolation since the disappearance of the rest of the colonists. As the crew uncovers the truth behind the loss of the colony, they discover the dark legacy of the Krell, an ancient alien race whose forgotten technology has given rise to a terrifying, invisible force that manifests from the mind's deepest, darkest fears. With its chilling atmosphere, innovative special effects, and psychological depth, Forbidden Planet remains a classic, blending the terror of the unknown with the perils of unchecked intellectual ambition. Forbidden Planet. Forbidden Planet, 1956, is a profound and chilling science fiction film that seamlessly blends psychological horror with speculative exploration. It is set on the remote, isolated planet Altair 4, which holds a dark and mysterious past, now only partially known through the eerie presence of its two inhabitants, Dr. Morbius and his beautiful daughter, Altaira. The film delves deeply into themes of unchecked intellectual power, human nature, and the destructive potential of technology, creating a haunting narrative that has captured the imaginations of audiences for decades. The story begins with the arrival of the C-57D, a starship from Earth, dispatched on a rescue mission to the planet after all communication with the original colonists was lost. The ship's crew, led by Captain John J. Adams, is tasked with investigating what happened to the first expedition. Upon landing, they are greeted by an unusual and perplexing situation. Dr. Morbius, the only survivor of the lost colony, and his daughter are the only known inhabitants of Altair 4. They live in a remarkable, almost otherworldly mansion, untouched by the hardships and dangers that might be expected on such a desolate planet. The environment is serene, almost utopian, yet there is something deeply unsettling about it. Dr. Morbius initially appears to be a brilliant but slightly eccentric scientist. He is very protective of his daughter, Altaira, a young woman who has lived a sheltered life under his guidance, cut off from the rest of humanity. She is beautiful, innocent, and completely unfamiliar with the outside world, which causes friction when the C-57D crew begins to interact with her. Despite Morbius's attempts to maintain control and distance, a romance develops between Altaira and one of the crew members, Lieutenant Jerry Farman, which creates further tension. The contrasting personalities of the two men, the thoughtful, intellectual Morbius and the more impulsive, charming Farman, add layers of complexity to the already uneasy atmosphere on the planet. The horror elements of the film slowly begin to take shape as the crew members explore their surroundings and try to uncover the secrets behind the disappearance of the original colonists. Dr. Morbius gradually opens up about the fate of the earlier expedition. He reveals that the colonists had discovered remnants of a highly advanced alien race, the Krell, whose technology far surpassed anything known to humanity. These beings had once lived on Altair 4, but their civilization had collapsed suddenly, leaving only their enigmatic machines behind. The Krell were capable of creating incredible devices, machines that could manipulate matter and energy on a vast scale, allowing them to construct anything they could imagine. Yet, this power came with a terrifying flaw. It gave them the ability to manifest their inner thoughts and subconscious desires. The horrifying realization slowly dawns on the crew, and more sinister events begin to unfold. It becomes clear that the Krell were undone not by external enemies or natural disaster, but by the darkness within themselves. Their machines, designed to serve them, began to bring their deepest fears and desires to life. Destructive manifestations of the subconscious mind that led to the annihilation of the entire Krell civilization. Morbius, in his quest for knowledge and his obsession with understanding the Krell's technology, has unwittingly tapped into this same destructive force, allowing his own suppressed desires to take shape. Morbius's unacknowledged primal instincts, his ID, begin to manifest in the form of a monstrous, invisible creature that stalks the C-57D crew, picking them off one by one. The invisible creature, which becomes a central terror in the film, is a pure manifestation of the ID, an uncontrollable, primal force that is free from the rational constraints of human morality and reason. It is a psychological horror more than a physical one, as the crew begins to realize that the real enemy is not some alien creature, but the dark and primal impulses within their own minds. The terror in Forbidden Planet lies not just in the unseen creature, but in the slow revelation that Dr. Morbius, though brilliant, has unleashed something far more dangerous than he could ever have imagined. As the crew confronts this entity, they come to understand that the monster is a reflection of human nature itself. Our repressed instincts, our hidden fears, and the untapped power of the subconscious. The invisible monster becomes a physical threat, but it also serves as a metaphor for the dangers of hubris and the consequences of misusing knowledge. The idea that technology, no matter how advanced or seemingly benevolent, can open the door to untold dangers is central to the story. Morbius's attempt to harness the Krell's power leads to his own undoing, as well as the danger posed to the C-57D crew. The horror intensifies as the crew members must face not only the terror of being hunted by the creature, but the understanding that it is an extension of something they all harbor within themselves, the darker aspects of the mind that cannot be easily controlled. The tension escalates as Captain Adams and the remaining crew members struggle to understand the nature of the creature and how to stop it. The film takes on a deeply philosophical and psychological tone, as it explores the delicate balance between intellectual ambition and emotional control, between reason and the raw, untamed forces that lurk beneath the surface of the human psyche. The horror of Forbidden Planet is not just the fear of an unknown creature, but the realization that the true danger lies within the hearts and minds of those who seek to control and manipulate the unknown. Ultimately, the creature is defeated, but not without great cost. Dr. Morbius's obsession with unlocking the secrets of the Krell's technology leads to his tragic downfall. The film concludes with a sense of melancholy and reflection, as Captain Adams and the remaining crew members leave the planet, their minds filled with the haunting knowledge that humanity is not so far removed from the dangers posed by the Krell's own downfall. The true horror of Forbidden Planet lies not in the monster that stalks the crew, but in the realization that the greatest threat to civilization may come not from external forces, but from within ourselves. In the end, Forbidden Planet leaves audiences with a haunting message about the dangers of unchecked intellectual pursuit and the dark potential of human nature. The film's blend of psychological horror and science fiction raises timeless questions about the consequences of exploring forces beyond our understanding and control. As the C-57D crew departs from Altair, for the eerie silence of the planet lingers, a reminder of the Krell's tragic downfall and the destructive power of the subconscious. Ultimately, Forbidden Planet is not just a tale of space adventure, but a profound reflection on humanity's capacity for both creation and destruction, making it an enduring classic that continues to captivate and terrify new generations. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the dive into Forbidden Planet and its chilling blend of sci-fi and psychological horror. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and ring the bell so you never miss out on new content. Feel free to drop a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you might have. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, the unknown is always just around the corner. See you in the next one.